The Prime Minister revealed 3 major innovations to help farmers tackle emissions and climate change at Hamilton's Mystery Creek today.
She was in the National Party's heartland and had a lukewarm reception from farmers flocking to the COVID-postponed summer field days. Karen Rutherford has more.
Dodging showers, Jacinda Ardern had little time to press the flesh today, and just as well, she was in slightly uncomfortable territory.
Go home, no one likes you here. You go home.
We've been farming 36 years and you almost feel like you want to get out.
I've supported her through COVID, but now I feel like things might be heading south.
Waste ruining the country.
The emission tax coming forward, that's the biggest one for us, and uncertainty.
Regardless, he is here to spend. Farmers, food and fibre innovators, townies and toddlers turned out in their droves today for the postponed field days, the Southern Hemisphere's biggest agricultural event. The Prime Minister using it as a launch pad for the government's Centre for Climate Action on agricultural emissions.
You are the most sustainable food producers in the world, and I stand up proudly and say that on the world stage. But I want us to retain pole position.
The centre will see a 50-50 joint venture with industry partners, investing $170 million over the next 4 years to reduce emissions.
It's one thing to set our ambition collectively, but there is an anxiety around how we achieve those with practical tools that are available on farm as soon as possible. And that's specifically one of the things this joint venture is quite focused on.
The first 3 projects will include work on a bolus capsule that can go into a cow's rumen or stomach to reduce emissions, rams that can be bred specifically to emit lower methane, and an upscaling in facilities to ensure better testing of methane levels. The government confident these projects and others in the pipeline will achieve its goal of a 30% reduction in methane and nitrous oxide emissions by 2030.
This will work towards a pathway for farmers so that they can reduce their environmental impacts while remaining sustainable and profitable. New Zealand can be a leader in this space.
Innovations farmers are taking a wait-and-see approach on.
Yes, it's another cost to us all. Yeah.
But the principle is good?
Maybe.
We're not against all this sort of stuff. It's just consult a farmer before you do anything.
Farmers know they have to adapt. Without it, our competitive advantage in world-class food and fibre may just slip from our future reality.
Oh, kia ora, Karen. It's a blue ribbon event, but you got a real sense the government's got a lot of work to do in these farming areas.
Sam, in my 20-odd years of coming to field days, I've never quite experienced the depth of feeling that we've seen today, so we decided to put it to the test in a very unofficial, crude, back-of-the-envelope type straw poll. We asked 200 farmers, farm owners, farm managers and workers whether they would support the government into the next election, into a new term. And these are the results. Of the 200, 5 said they would, 6 were unsure, the rest said they wouldn't. So we showed this to the Prime Minister.
With some of the level of, unfortunately, misinformation that surrounded some of the debates we recently had, I'm quite pleased with the 5 yeses.
Let's be fair, this is pretty unofficial, but it does show the depth of feeling here, and it looks like the government has a fair amount of work to do to convince and rebuild relationships. Many of those people that we spoke to today had actually voted the government in last time. They won't be doing that next year.
Karen Rutherford there live from Field Days. Thanks so much.